Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the live stream. This is my first live stream from Tirana, Albania. So I'm sorry, guys, if there's going to be any background noise. I'm staying in a hotel here, and there's some people playing Arabic music outside. So I'm hearing that. And there's also people walking around sometimes in the hotel. But let me know if you guys can hear me. Welcome to the chat, the Bees Queen. You said you're on the Big Island. Well, welcome to the stream. Maybe you can also give some helpful pointers on Hawaii if I need. I'll wait for a few more people to jump in the chat. Like I said, if you guys hear any background noise, it's because I'm in this hotel and people, it's Friday night here, so they're blaring the Arabic music. It's funny. I just don't know how people can listen to that type of music, but I mean, whatever floats their boat, I guess. Hey, Kevin, what's up, brother? Hope you're doing well tonight. Appreciate you guys. 14 of you in the chat. So we're just going to have a nice little stream here. I wanted to get a live stream in. You know, I was traveling the last few days and getting settled in here in Albania, and you know, just wanted to do a live stream and cover all the stuff that's been going on, cover the things that I haven't talked about in my other videos, and you know, just give a bunch of info that I've been finding. Leslie, welcome to the chat also. Thank you for stopping by. Grinny, yeah, greetings from Scotland. Nice to see you. That's where my home, well, I guess that's where my ancestry comes from, the good old Scotland. Funny, my dad's name is also Scott, so that's kind of how it worked out. But welcome to the chat, Grinny. Nice to have you. Welcome to the chat, guys. Thanks for stopping by tonight. Like I said, if you guys hear any background noise, don't freak out. It's just the people in the hotel or the people playing music. So the first thing I want to do here is I want to give a big shout out to Waters Above Crypto. Okay, if you guys don't know who this is, he's a decoder in the community. He decodes mostly the markets, but the title of this, I don't want to steal his title because he's the one that originally noticed the connection between the Brics summit that's coming up and the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, or the Yellow Brick Road. So basically, I just wanted to give him a shout out because, you know, he was the one that, you know, pointed me onto this connection. And there's a few others too. Also, make sure you guys go check out Derek from Gematria. He's the one that created the calculator. He's been putting out good information on the hurricanes and all that kind of stuff. So, but anyways, I just wanted to give Waters Above a shout out. Because, you know, he's got 64K. He probably doesn't need my shout outs, but at any rate, I think he's a good decoder, especially when it comes to the markets and the symbology of the mythologies. He's really good at that. So thanks, Waters Above, for all you do if you're ever going to watch this. And so we're going to talk about, let's see here. Well, we're going to talk about this connection between the Wizard of Oz and all this stuff with Hawaii, and also this hurricane that's about ready to bear down on California. What I want you guys to notice first and foremost, well, let me start with Brics. So you guys, just in case you guys don't know, we are coming up on the 15th annual, I believe, or maybe it's not annual. It seems to be annual. It's the 15th Brics Summit, where all these countries are possibly going to be applying to become part of Brics. And this could put a lot of destabilization in the United States dollar. It could be another financial reset. Of course, we all know that Eventually, this will all lead to a type of globalism, as Waters Above said in his video. And I just want to point out that this is the 15th, okay? And this is a number that I'm going to talk a lot about. In this decode, I'm going to talk a lot about the number 1551 and 105 and 150. I mean, it's essentially the same number, but I just want you guys to notice that it's the 15th Brics Summit. And this, as Waters Above mentioned, he believes it's symbolic for the brick road in the Wizard of Oz, right? The yellow brick road kind of represents the gold standard, or the gold. And, the US dollar used to be backed by gold, and it's no longer is, because of the Bretton Woods system started, and then it was taken off the gold standard by Nixon. And this ties to 1973, right? Because I'm going to talk about the Jubilee, which was 50 years ago. But before I get to that, let's make some connections here. So in the Wizard of Oz, you have the yellow brick road and you have Over the Rainbow. These are the two most famous connections to this movie, is the rainbow, the Emerald City, and the yellow brick road. So first thing I want to mention here is that Brics equals 51, okay? And I just told you that it's the 15th Brics Summit, which is the reverse of 51. So when you're looking at these numbers, I always like to mirror them also, because a lot of times you're going to see that in the way they do things. So the 51 is the reverse 15. But I want you guys to also notice that if you make some comparisons here, you're going to notice that Brics has a 2-cipher match with Hawaii. And we just had the fires in Hawaii just days ago before the Brics Summit, right? About 13 or 14 days before. Actually, what's funny is the Brics Summit will be taking place 15 days before after the Hawaii fires. And just notice that Brics equals 51 like Hawaii, and also equals 39 like Hawaii. Now, remember, the hurricane that hit Hawaii, that supposedly caused the rains or the winds that made the fire worse, was Hurricane Dora. And if you look it up, Dora is short for Dorothy, right? So what are the chances that Hurricane Dora, which is short for Dorothy, hits Hawaii right before the Brics Summit, which ties to the yellow brick road in the Wizard of Oz? Not only that, but once again, notice that Dorothy equals 84 like Brics. Well, why is that important, guys? Why does Dorothy equal 84 like Brics? Because the Brics Summit this year, let's do the measurement. The Brics Summit this year will be on the 84th anniversary. The last day of the Brics Summit is on August 24th, and that would mark the 84th year since the Wizard of Oz was released. It was released on August 25th, 1939. And what are the chances that Dorothy equals 84 like Brics, and it's the 84th anniversary of Wizard of Oz? And again, the hurricane that hit Hawaii was Dora, which is short for Dorothy. Now, just so you guys can see again, the hurricane that hit Hawaii was Dora, which is short for Dorothy. Okay, just so I can make that clear. Now, let me find this here. Let's see. The Wizard of Oz. So it was released in 1939. And now we have this other storm, okay? Now we have this other storm that's ready to hit Los Angeles, or in the Southern California area, even near Baja. Now remember, Mountain Dew had the drinks. One of their drinks was called Maui Burst, and they have another drink called Baja Blast. And so now 2 weeks in a row, or in the same time period, we're going to get a hit on Maui, and we're going to get possibly a hit on Baja, California, but also Los Angeles, they're saying. So what I want to start off is, remember this, the movie or the show, the whole thing in the story of the Wizard of Oz starts with a tornado, which a tornado can be very similar to a hurricane, right? And so now we have this hurricane that caused, named Dora, which is short for Dorothy, that caused fires in Hawaii, and now we're going to possibly have flooding from Hurricane Hillary. And just look what they're saying, guys. They're saying that Hurricane Hillary will be, let's see here, hold on. I could have sworn I saw the article. Anyways, you guys can look it up. I don't know where it said that, but Hurricane Hillary will be the first hurricane to hit California since 1939. Now, what's the chances of that? I just told you that The Wizard of Oz came out in 1939. In fact, August 25th, which again, this year is the 84th anniversary, and Dorothy equals 84, like Brics equals 84. And what are the chances that this hurricane is hitting? This is the first hurricane tropical storm warning for California since 1939, the same year that this movie came out. And so again, this weather manipulation, HARP, all this stuff, it's obvious that they're directing this perfectly at the perfect time. Now, don't forget, guys, that this is also tied to Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton, her husband's birthday is tomorrow, and then 2 days after that, supposedly, there's going to be a Hurricane Hillary hitting the coast. Just go watch Zach Hubbard's videos he made the last few days. It's so obvious that Hurricane Hillary would be hitting around Bill Clinton's birthday. Remember, this is obviously tied to Donald Trump too, because Donald Trump, he beat Hillary in the election. I'm not going to get into that now, but I'm just saying that it's obviously tied to, Trump in a way. So anyways, you got 2 hurricanes in a week, one causing a fire in Hawaii and one causing a possible flooding in California. Now, let's go over a few stories. Let's backtrack and let's go over a few stories surrounding this Maui fire. The first story I thought was worth bringing up was that the police chief, or the director of emergency, his name is Herman Andaya, and he's been blamed for not sounding the alarms on Maui, the hurricane or the tsunami alarms on Maui. And because of that, he actually resigned yesterday from his position. Now, I'm going to show the Gematria and how this guy fits perfectly with the Gematria of Brics and Hawaii, and how he's kind of like the perfect guy to be doing this. So let me just go over to this part and show you. So I just want to bring all this together with the Gematria real fast. So you have Dorothy, right? Dora, the hurricane, hits, Dora being short for Dorothy, hits Hawaii just before the Brics summit. And notice that Hawaii equals 51 like Brics. And this Hawaii event happened a few weeks before the Brics summit. Also notice that Herman Andaya, the guy who resigned because he didn't sound the alarm for the fire, his name also equals 51. And just for you guys, so you guys know, he actually equals 51 in the same cipher as Adam Weishaupt, who is the founder of the Illuminati. And remember, the Illuminati was founded on 5-1. So the Illuminati founder, Adam Weishaupt, equals 51, and he founded the Illuminati on 5-1. And now you got Herman Andaya, who equals 51, like Hawaii, like Brics. And remember, it's the 15th Brics Summit, which again leads you back to the 1-5 connection, or the 5-1. So all this, the number I kept seeing come up was 51, 15, and 105. And that's just the number you're going to see come up. And I think it's because Hawaii equals 51, and obviously the Illuminati was founded on 5-1, and it's the 15th Brics Summit. But at any rate, another connection I'm going to talk about here that I think is even more crazy. Now, so remember this guy in the future, but I'm going to go back to him in a minute, but another connection I want to touch on here is the most common story I've been hearing in the news from Maui is these two kids, okay? These two kids named Noah and Milo were the two kids that have been shown in the video with their mother jumping in the ocean. And you can go watch the videos on YouTube, guys, but these are the two kids. Noah, the older one, and Milo, the younger blonde-haired kid. These kids are all over the place. And I think they're putting these kids out for a reason. Now, what's the chance that this guy's name is Noah? Okay? And considering I'm tying this to the Wizard of Oz, and I'm also tying this to Hawaii. Now, remember, Hawaii has a big connection to rainbows. In fact, if you go look it up, the Hawaii college team, okay, the Hawaii college team is the Hawaiian Rainbow Warriors, okay? That's their nickname, the Rainbow Warriors. And this kid, Noah, is the main kid being pushed out to the public right now. Why is his name Noah? Well, what's the story, guys? Noah is the one who sees the rainbow after the flood, okay? So this rainbow, what's the chances that his name just happens to be Noah? I mean, maybe it's a coincidence, but what's the chances that the main kid that's being pushed out right now is Noah, and he just happens to be tied firmly with this rainbow narrative, and Hawaii being a rainbow state? And also, remember, the Wizard of Oz has the song Over the Rainbow, right? And the most famous version of that, if I can bring it up here, hold on. I think I didn't pull it up yet. Oh, here it is. So the most famous version of that song is sang by an Hawaiian guy, and his name is Israel, okay? And in the Bible, Noah, and the Bible's all about Israel. The Old Testament's all about Israel, right? So a guy named Israel sings the most famous version. I mean, if you search this song, you're going to find this guy's name comes up first. His name is Israel something. I can't even pronounce his name. I'm sorry. He's also called Brudder Is, which is one letter off from Oz, guys. You change the I to a O and you get Oz, okay? But remember, the song Over the Rainbow premiered in the movie Wizard of Oz, and now you have the main Hawaiian guy who sings the most famous version of that song. His name is, which is one letter off from Oz. And Brudder Oz equals 51, like all the other 51s, like Hawaii, like Brics, like Yellow Brick Road, right? Like Herman Andaya, the guy who resigned because he didn't sound the alarms. Okay, so what's the chances that this guy also, Brudder Is, also equals 51? And again, I want to talk about these two kids real fast, because the two kids that are in the news is Noah and Milo. And if you combine their names in Gematria, you're going to get 39. So their name matches Hawaii with the 39. And they're the main story that I've been seeing. Like, if you go search, one of the most popular stories you're going to see about this fire is this two kids. And what's funny is, if you watch one of their videos, I can't quite remember which video, where they're being interviewed, this Noah actually mentions, and maybe it's a coincidence, but he actually mentions in one of the interviews that they stopped in front of this preschool. Let me find it. Right here. So this Noah just happens to mention that he stopped, that him and his brother and his mom, as they were running from the fires, just happened to stop in front of this school, Children of the Rainbow. Okay, and his name is Noah. And in the biblical story, it is Noah who God promises the rainbow after the flood. And again, I just showed you the Gematria also shows that these two kids have a match. Now, let me also show you this. What are the chances that Noah is almost a direct match? In fact, let me just type in Noah so you can see. So what are the chances that Noah is a direct match almost to fire and Dora? And Dora was the one who started the fire, Hurricane Dora or Dorothy, and fire. And that's what Noah was running from, was the fire. So again, this kid being the main person that I'm seeing, I don't think is a coincidence. And actually, if you look into it, guys, this goes back to MK Ultra, the Germans, the Nazi MK Ultra program that the United States brought over. If you look, there's actually somebody I saw in one of the videos that I was watching. He mentioned how rainbows are a part of the MK Ultra programming of children. Now, if you go to a movie, a show, it actually kind of proves this, because there was a show called Stranger Things. You guys are probably familiar with this, but in the show, these kids are taken to this military facility to be tested for their powers in the show. And the way that they control these kids and the room that they spend time in is called the Rainbow Room. And again, this is an MK Ultra reference. The Rainbow Room was a playroom that Dr. Brenner set up for psychokinetic child test subjects in the Hawkins National Laboratory. So this is in the show Stranger Things. And I couldn't quite find this. I couldn't quite find this actual thing, but I saw somebody mention that there's possibly actually a military base in Alaska that's called the Rainbow Children, and it's something to do with MK Ultra. So this is probably has to do. Now, if anyone used to watch Rambo's videos, this is probably the guy I wish I could ask, because Rambo knows a lot about MK Ultra. But anyway, I think it's pretty obvious that rainbows are very connected to child MK Ultra programming, because again, in this show, Stranger Things, it's the Rainbow Room where they hold the kids and they use these kids as test subjects. And again, this ties back, I think, to the movie I talked about in my last stream, where the girl has pyrokinetic powers. And in this show, the main character, 11, has psychokinetic powers. So they can do things with their mind, right? So I just wanted to mention that, because this is something that did not get past me, this MK Ultra connection. Because remember, the MK Ultra is probably how they get a lot of these celebrities and children to grow up and be these people. And exactly how they do it, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure MK Ultra is something that should be mentioned much more often than it is. So let me kind of refocus here, and let me just show you how all this ties together. So we got the number 105, 150, 15, and 51. All these numbers are a combination. Remember, guys, this is the 15th Brics Summit coming up on the anniversary of the Wizard of Oz, the 84th anniversary of Wizard of Oz, and Brics equals 84. And notice that the guy who resigned because he didn't sound the fires, Herman and Dia, equals 105 and 51. Notice that Brother Is, the guy who sings the most famous version, his name is Israel, right? He sings the most famous version of Over the Rainbow. And his name, Brother Is, equals 150 and 51, kind of like the Herman and Dia who didn't sound the alarm, kind of like Illuminati equals 150. And one of the biggest stories that you're hearing also out of this thing is that the Banyan tree, okay, just look at this, guys. Just ask yourselves. I just showed you that it's the 15th Brics Summit and that the guy who didn't sound the alarm equals 105. And now you have this article saying the 150-year-old Banyan tree is still standing after the Maui fires, and they're trying to water it so it doesn't die. Okay? But what's the chances that it's 150 is the number they're giving us? And if you go to Gematria, look at what Banyan tree equals. It equals 105, which is essentially this, if you drop the 0, guys, it's all going back to the 15, okay? So 150 or 105 or 15 or 51, doesn't matter. This is the number that keeps coming up. And just notice that Banyan tree equals 105 and Banyan equals 105. So you get, no matter how you splice, you type it out, you're going to get a 105. And the fact that this story is big right now with this Banyan tree, and it equals it's the 150-year-old tree, you know, it just, again, it's this number keeps coming up, okay? So again, just and also in the Wizard of Oz, there's one event that reminded me of fire, right? And that was when the Wicked Witch threw a fireball at Scarecrow, okay? Just notice that Scarecrow equals 105, just like all this other stuff I'm just telling you. So, I mean, again, in the movie, in the Wizard of Oz, it's the Scarecrow who was afraid of fire, and he gets the fireball thrown at him. And his name in Scarecrow equals 105, like Dorothy, like the Banyan tree, which is in the story, just like the guy who resigned. Yeah, you guys can see right here. So moving on from that number, I want to now talk about next month, because next month is the Jubilee year. And I'm going to talk about this for a minute. Now, remember, the most famous guy, if you type in the song Over the Rainbow, you're going to get this guy's version, Israel, right? Which ties to the Bible, which ties to the Jewish connection. Now, his name is Israel, and if you go, and remember, guys, Hawaii is the 50th state, okay? The 50th. And in the Bible, there is something called the Jubilee year, which is the 50th year in the cycle of years. So it's the 50th year after 7 cycles of 7 years. You reach the 50th year, or the Jubilee. The Jubilee, a lot of people don't know when this actually is, because apparently they lost the records of this. But Waters Above Crypto has been doing great work, and he's been exposing why we're in the Jubilee year this year. Okay. And I think that Waters Above is dead on, because why did this ritual with the 50th state happen 1 month before this Jubilee ends? Okay. So basically 1973 would be the beginning of the 50-year cycle. Now, remember what happened in 1973. You had the Nixon shock. You had a big money event. And I believe Watergate also happened, that started that year. So Jubilee is the 50th year this year. And now you have the 50th state, Hawaii, burning. And this is connected to what I believe is to come with the money and with the Brics summit. Okay, the Brics summit is going to, remember, this is being held in Johannesburg. And Johannesburg is known as the city of gold, which again ties back to the yellow brick road, which could also be referenced to gold. And it's the city of gold, and gold is all about money, right? The U.S. currency used to be backed by gold before Nixon took it off. So this is all tied to 1973 and the 50-year Jubilee. Now, next month on Rosh Hashanah, which is the Jewish New Year, on September 15th, okay, the Jubilee will end, which means we will start a new 50-year cycle. So this is big, guys. 50 years we've been in this Jubilee. And now on September 15th, it's like starting a new cycle, a new 50 years. This is big. This is like 50 years is a long time, guys. Most of us are not even been alive that long. So this is such a big event that I believe that whatever's to come next month and then leading into the Great American Eclipse next year is going to be very interesting. And consider this, guys. All right, let's just type in Jubilee and let me show you how it's all connected to this Hawaii event. Okay. So I want you guys to notice something here. All right. Jubilee equals 64. Okay, and its Jubilee is the 50th year, and Hawaii, okay, is the 50th state. Now, Jubilee happens to have the same gematria as Maui, as Lahaina, as Israel, and remember, it's Israel, the most famous Hawaiian guy to sing this over the rainbow, is named Israel, which is another reference to Israel from the Bible, which Noah sees the rainbow in the Old Testament, right? Which is all about Israel. And so Israel equals Jubilee and equals Lahaina and equals Maui. Okay. So, and again, Hawaii is the 50th state, and that's what the Jubilee is. It's the 50th year. Okay. So this event in Hawaii was a Jubilee ritual, I believe, because Waters Above Crypto, if you go watch his content, has exposed that we are in the Jubilee year. And this is the end of the 50 years. So it's a big time, guys. This is a big ritual. In fact, yesterday, shout out to Square Peg Divergent, if she's in the chat. I thought I saw her. Square Peg nailed that there would be some sort of market crash around this time. And well, guess what? Yesterday, the crypto market had its biggest liquidation ever, I think. In a 5-minute period, the crypto market was super liquidated. There was a huge crash in like 5 minutes. And this is all tied to money because the Jubilee is also all about, you know, the Israel connection is all about money as well. And we're getting ready to have this Brics summit, which is tied to, you know, again, guys, Johannesburg is where they're having this Brics summit, and it's the city of gold, okay? Which is referencing back to 1973 and the Nixon shock, where the gold standard was taken off, okay? So what are these Brics countries going to do? How are they going to shake up the world money, you know? Is the symbology here really about the money, the United States dollar burning, not essentially burning, but not becoming the world's currency anymore? Is that why they lit Maui on fire? Because it's the 50th state and it represents the completion of the United States and also represents the money going down at some point because of this Brics alliance, which once again would tie to the yellow brick road. And I don't think it's a coincidence that, like I showed you in the beginning, that it's the 84th anniversary, and you know, Brics equals 84. Again, it's the 84th anniversary of it's the 84th anniversary of the Wizard of Oz, and Brics is having their summit right on the 84th anniversary, and Brics equals 84, and Dorothy equals 84. So Square Peg, you obviously nailed it, because like I said, I watched your video earlier, and when you said that, I was like, oh, well, dang, we did have a huge crash. I mean, these liquidations in the crypto market yesterday were, like I said, the biggest on the chart. If you know charts, you know that this was a huge event, and it scared a lot of people out of the market, I'm sure. But hopefully they send the market up again. Anyways, thanks, Square Peg, for your insight always. Like you said, guys, go check out her channel if you guys, I'm sure you guys know, but Square Peg Divergent on YouTube, she's using a different technique than I am to predict events, and she's nailing it pretty much every day. So let's see. I'll go to the chat for a minute. Hello, Beth and Amber and Sojourn and Evie. Nice to see all of you guys. Ahmed, Dion. How's everyone doing tonight? My girlfriend's also in the chat, Magdalena. She's still in Germany. I'm in Albania now. She's going to be meeting me in a few weeks here. Yeah, if you guys were wondering, somebody asked, what is Jubilee? Jubilee is the 50th year in the Jewish cycles of 7. You have 7 years of 7 cycles of 7 years, and on the 50th year, you have a Jubilee, which is all about releasing slaves from their debts. So again, it's all about money. It's all about freeing people from their debts, right? The Redeemer, right? Which is what Christ is known as. And yeah, big shout out to my girlfriend in the chat, Magdalena. I don't know if she's still there. But hello, guys. More people joining in. Look at this, guys. We got 51 of you in the chat, and this is the number I've been talking about the whole video. That's funny. 51 Brics, and you got 51 in the chat. The Illuminati number, I feel like. So let me think if I missed anything, guys. There's a lot. I feel like I missed stuff. There was so much I wanted to talk about. And again, I want to talk about this hurricane that's also getting ready to hit again, because again, it's going to be hitting on the anniversary of Hawaii's birthday. So remember, Hawaii, its birthday is August 21st, and they're expecting this hurricane to hit California on the 21st. And what a joke that we just had Hawaii on fire, and now on Hawaii's birthday, you're going to have a flood. It's almost like the opposite, right? They're putting out the fire with a flood. And remember, the most famous story right now in the Lahaina fires is this Noah. And Noah's all about the flood, all about the rainbow. And, you know, Hawaii is all about the rainbow. And another thing I want to mention is this guy. I told you guys in my last video that recently the American Idol winner was Iam Tongi, who is a Hawaiian, okay? And he reminds me a lot of this. He's kind of a bigger guy, right? I mean, I'll show you pictures of him. So this Iam Tongi just won American Idol. And you notice, you know, he's this Hawaiian guy, and he actually did a song. His most famous song on American Idol was Cool Down. And he's from Hawaii, and he sings Cool Down, almost as if preparing us that we're going to need to cool down after the fires, right? But I just want you to see the connection here. Notice that Iam Tongi equals 88, and the fires started on 8/8 in his home state. And I think that the reality is that this 8/8 is also tied to California, which is going to be getting hit by. California also equals 88, and they're going to be getting hit by this hurricane now. Now, Iam Tongi, who won American Idol, and he's from Hawaii, connects to this guy who sang the version of Over the Rainbow. His name is Israel, or I Is. Again, guys, what's the chances that his name is I-Z, and I'm connecting it to the Wizard of Oz, and I-Z and O-Z are very close. I mean, just change one letter, okay? But yeah, he's known for his version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. You guys have heard this version. Everyone's heard this version. So, what was I going to say? So this guy, if you go watch the YouTube song of his song Over the Rainbow, there was a big ritual with this guy. After his death, he died. And notice that it said he was 757 pounds at one time, which is crazy. 757 pounds this guy was. I believe that this 757 number is big. And because it connects to gold and childbirth, which is a big theme right now. Golden equals 57, and 105, that's the number I've been talking about. The golden road, like the yellow brick road, is a reference to gold and the sun, right? The sun is in the periodic table, they use the sun to represent the element gold. And Hawaii is known for getting lots of sun, right? But anyways, golden equals 57, kind of like childbirth. And a childbirth is kind of like a golden birth, right? It's the birthing of this amazing thing into this reality, right? Childbirth is 57. Birth is 57. And this guy was 757 pounds. And there's 57 of you in the chat. You're blowing my mind, guys. I'm talking about these numbers, and then 57 of you in the chat. Okay. So anyways, this guy's ashes, and I just want you to think about the symbolism here. This guy was known for having a ceremony. Let me find it here. Thousands of fans gathered as this guy who sang over the rainbow, they gathered as his ashes were scattered in the Pacific Ocean, right? So talking about ashes, which is connected to the fires, and the fires create ashes, right? And so this guy is very symbolic because he had his ashes put into the Pacific Ocean, and he was the guy who sang over the rainbow. So anyways, this guy's super connected to this ritual. He's known as the voice of Hawaii, right? And yeah, so anyway, he needs to be a big part of this thing. And also talking about these banyan trees again, how they're all connected. And they're trying to save this banyan tree that was supposedly burnt, but they're trying to water the roots so it doesn't die. Yeah, and this connects to everything, guys. I mean, again, I feel like I'm missing something. I had so much in my head I wanted to say, but hey, Captain Flatastic, nice to see you. Let's see, who's still in the chat? My girlfriend's still in the chat. Looks like she's trying to speak German with Square Peg. That's cool. You guys in this chat speak in German. Yeah, and I'm here in Albania, and this hotel I'm staying in is very nice, guys. But no one speaks English here. The one guy, the Italian guy who owns the place, is super nice. He feeds me real well here. They make their food here, and he takes good care of me. But he can't understand me half of the time. But I heard a couple of Italians arguing in the room next to me. They were like doing that Italian accent. I couldn't help but laugh. Because where I'm at is not far from Italy, guys. I'm right across the strip from Italy in Albania. Welcome back, Rick James. Nice to see you in the chat. I haven't seen you for a bit. So anyways, Jublani, what am I cutting to the chase on? What do you want me to talk about? I'm trying to think. Didn't you ask me something earlier that you wanted me to talk about? Because I think I forgot to talk about that. So I wanted to make sure whatever you asked me earlier. Yes, Jablani, you're right. We are in a scripted reality. Weather warfare. Yes, Evie. I mean, what's the chances that we're having these fires from a Hurricane Dorothy, and then right before the Wizard of Oz anniversary, now we're having a flood, a storm. Remember, the Wizard of Oz starts with a storm, right? And Trump is known for having the storm. Dion mentions that golden ratio equals 57. That's right. Anything connected with gold and birth is all about 57. And remember, we just had the golden Super Bowl. Golden equals 57. Golden ratio equals 57. And we just had Super Bowl 57. And once again, there's 57 of you in the chat. This is crazy. Let's see. Square Peg. Anyone else remember Coach from Cheers talking of night school classes and singing the song Albania, Albania? No, I'm not familiar with that, Square Peg. I don't know a lot about Albania. I'm just learning because, I never really looked much at this country until I just came here. Yeah, Square Peg, can you answer? Do you want to jump on, or can you answer me this question in the chat? Isn't 1973 a flip date for this year also? Not only is it 50 years, but isn't it also a flip date? Yeah, you're right. I'm probably too young for that. Yeah, Evie mentions the Bill and Hillary Clinton thing. Yeah. So what's the chances that Hurricane Hillary is hitting California 2 days after Bill Clinton's birthday? You know, you don't even need numbers for that one. Walt Disney equals 57. That's interesting. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought, Square Peg. So if you guys follow Square Peg and her isometrics, the flip date is 1998 is the flip date in between 1973 and 2023. So I need to look at 1998 too. Okay, I understand. Hey, John. Nice to see you in the chat. Yeah, sorry you can't stay, but hopefully you check it out later. Nice to see you though, bro. So is there anyone that wants to jump on the live stream with me? I always want to offer that. I'm just trying to figure out if there's anything else I want to talk about here. I feel like there was so much else I wanted to say. Oh, guys, yeah, I forgot. The Taylor Swift thing. Did you guys see my Taylor Swift post? Let me bring it up. If you guys saw my Taylor Swift post from earlier today and how she's connected to the fires, and this is kind of how I also saw that they were using the yellow brick road symbolism. Let me pull up my community section. Yes, you're right, Eva Dom. Mary also equals 57. Like I said, anything connected with childbirth and Jesus, the golden child, is all connected to the 57. Mary, 57. Childbirth, 57. Birth, 57. Golden ratio, 57. Mother of Jesus, 57. It just gets crazy. So anyways, guys, I posted this in my community section, how Taylor Swift made an album where the front of her album has a lighter and she's getting ready to light a fire, okay? And the song that she released in May, Karma, had a direct match to Maui. Maui equals 47 and 17, like Karma. The name of the song was Karma, and in the song Karma, you see her walking down the yellow brick road. Okay, let me see if you guys can see this. Right here, guys, you see her walking down the yellow brick road, and she's looking over, and she sees like a burnt up dead half. And this reminds me of the Hawaii thing. And again, Hawaii is tied to this because Hawaii is known for the yellow, for over the rainbow. So and again, Dora was the one that caused the fires. So that's connecting to the Wizard of Oz. And she looks over in the video and she sees this burnt tree and she sees these kind of like grim reapers standing, and she blows them a kiss, kind of like how the hurricane blew the fires. Don't you see the symbolism, guys? She blows a kiss towards this place that looks like it's burnt, just like the fire that caused by Dorothy blew the fires that burnt this place. Okay. And again, Karma, the name of the song, matches Maui. And again, she even has this part in the video where she's with these, like, she's in like this fiery hell place, which again is another reference. And one of the lyrics is, Karma is a fire in your house about to pop up unannounced. I mean, what happened with those fires, guys, in Hawaii? They popped up unannounced. No one was ready for them. And the whole song talks a lot about the breeze, like the wind, which is what caused the fires to be worse. So I just think this song was completely predictive programming. No, Square Peg, I haven't looked at Lady Gaga's 9/11, but I will now that you mentioned it. Yeah, Evie doesn't like Taylor Swift stuff. I don't blame her. But thanks for coming by, Evie. I appreciate you. I'll stop talking about Taylor Swift. I don't necessarily like talking about her either because she's obviously a So is anyone else that has any observations that wants to jump on and add to anything that I've said here? I mean, there's so much more probably to be said. I mean, you guys, if you guys want to look into something for me, look into if anyone can find any connections to MK Ultra, the CIA, and the rainbow programming. Okay, because this rainbow thing, I believe, all goes back to the rainbow children, which is why I believe that Noah, who was one of the kids being pushed onto us in this Maui fires, he says that his family and him stopped in front of the children of the rainbow. And again, someone I mentioned in one of the chats I was in that there is some sort of secret thing that's in the CIA that's MK Ultra that is referencing rainbows. And I already showed earlier in this stream that in the show Stranger Things, they do experiments on these kids in the rainbow room. So, and again, don't overlook the gay pride stuff too. I mean, it's all about rainbows. But I think it goes deep into the MK Ultra. I really need to do more research on MK Ultra, like Rambo, because I think that this is a way that they get these people so brainwashed into doing these type of things, honestly. Square Peg, who are you talking about? Artfa channel did a lot with that video. Which video are you talking about, Square Peg? Someone's saying there in the chat, there's a scene from 1994 cartoon that perfectly showcases the concert amnesia that people are experiencing recently at T Swift concerts. The scene looks identical to the concert. I didn't hear about this. So people are experiencing amnesia at Taylor Swift concerts? Did anyone else hear that? Because I'm going to look into that now. Oh, okay. Lady Gaga's 9/11 song. Okay, yeah, I need to look into that too then. Yeah, Conspirism, you're right. It's probably connected to LSD also. Because, rainbows are also associated with hippie culture, right, too. So, yeah, there's a lot with this rainbow stuff I want to look into. Now, remember, guys, I'm going to be releasing a video probably tomorrow that's going to be specifically on the Jubilee next month on September 15th. I found a lot of interesting connections for September 15th. Now, remember, this is the end of the 50-year cycle, which means that September 18th will be the first day of the new 50-year cycle in the Jubilee. That's huge, guys. That's the first day of 50 years in the Jubilee cycle. The last 2 days of the year, essentially of the 50 years, are September 15th through September 17th. So expect some sort of ritual around that time next month. But I'm going to be releasing a video probably tomorrow specifically on the Jubilee because I don't want to talk too much about it here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll look into that Taylor Swift amnesia thing. I did not hear about people getting amnesia during a Taylor Swift concert. Theodore is the male version of Dorothy. Okay. That's correct. Theodore, isn't that connects to Theodore Roosevelt, probably. Hey Beth, I'm glad you were able to catch the live too. It's nice to see you guys. See you in the chat. Amber Lance says Rainbow Room was a big restaurant in New York City. Yeah, I mean, this Rainbow Room in Stranger Things is obviously pointing right to this MK Ultra rainbow programming. Rambo from the Truth Coach did so many good videos on MK Ultra, but he deleted all of it. So I have to join his Patreon. Let's do this now. I thought Jonathan Cohn declared 2015 or 16 as the year of Jewish Jubilee. Yeah, I believe there's an argument because apparently the records were lost, so no one knows exactly the right. However, Waters Above Crypto has presented a lot of interesting information that shows that this year is the Jubilee. And I think this Hawaii thing is pointing to that because, again, it's the 50th state. But, it could be that 2016 was Jubilee, but I've seen a lot of evidence pointing to this year being the Jubilee. Either way, it's connected to the 1973 date, which was all about Nixon shock and stuff. So I think Biden could be getting under pressure here soon from something. Just keep watching for Biden and Kamala. Also, guys, another thing I want to mention here is that Hillary is the name of the hurricane about to hit Southern California, and Hillary has a direct match to Harris. And just look at this, guys. Hillary and Harris, almost a direct match. I thought that was interesting. And of course, we've had 2 female named hurricanes causing problems in the United States. We had Dora, and now we have Hillary. And then, of course, Kamala Harris, I believe, is being foreshadowed. Okay, Dion Sandals, thank you for pointing that out. Let's look that up. It says the rainbow room equals 666 in satanic. Let's look it up. Yep, it equals 666 in satanic. The rainbow room. Yeah, Gematria 8. I mentioned that early in the video. What's the chance that Hurricane Hillary is hitting around the same time of Bill Clinton's birthday? Hey, Morgan. Yeah, I saw you mention that earlier in your comments. The word needle is named Nadala in Old German, and Dala is dollar in Hawaii. That's a really good connection. So if you guys didn't see her post in her message in the chat, Morgan is saying that the word needle is named Nadala in Old German, and Nadala or Dala is dollar in Hawaiian. Okay. And I already made the connection that this fire in Hawaii could be connected to the demise of the US dollar. And remember, do you guys remember the Economist magazine from 1989 where the money is burning? Let me just pull that up. 1989 Economist. So yeah, this cover, which is really a famous cover with money burning. So, you have this cover here and you have the money burning, the US dollar. So yeah, I think this is connected to this fire in Hawaii. So just watch out for this Brics summit, guys. What are they going to do here? Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's not even going to happen right now, but yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that, Brics could be they're supposed to announce their own currency that's backed by a basket of currencies. So kind of like what the IMF has. Okay, so Cliff says there's something called Hillary in Wonderland. Interesting. I didn't know that. Because there's a big connection to this year and Alice in Wonderland as well. Surprised we didn't have a hurricane named Alice. Rainbow pride is subversive, overtook the rainbow flag of the Inca Empire. Okay, interesting. Yeah, oh, okay, Morgan. Sorry, I didn't know you were sorry. I didn't know. My mistake. But now I know. Teddy Roosevelt's original family name was Roosevelt. They came from Oyster Bay. Okay. So anyways, guys, I think I don't want to make this live stream too much longer. And I think I covered everything I want to talk about in this. If you guys would please hit the like on the way out, I think I'm going to end this stream here. And if anyone has anything else to add, of course, leave it in the comment section of the video. And if you guys would hit the like button on your way out, try to get the likes up to 67 because there's 67 of you in the chat. Wow, 67 in the chat, guys. Thanks for coming by. I really appreciate you. You guys have no idea how much I appreciate all of you guys' support and liking and sharing and your donations. And if you guys, like, again, if you guys want to donate, there's a link at the top of this chat that you can go donate if you like. But again, you guys, I appreciate all of you guys so much. I'm here in Albania, and you know, this channel is my job right now. So I appreciate all of you guys, and I really appreciate everything that you guys do. Michael Velez said Waters Above took that from Donut. Okay, well, Donut probably, I think Waters Above and Donut are pretty tight though. So yeah, I think that's probably where he got it from. But so I'll give a big shout out to Waters Above Crypto and Donut, because Donut is also very good. I'm always getting so much clues when I watch his channel. Anyways, guys, if you guys want to support the channel, hit the like button. Also, you can donate in the link above. I'm going to be releasing another video tomorrow about the Jubilee. And if you guys, probably another live stream in the next couple days as well. Thank you, Rick James, for also coming by. Nice to see you in the chat. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Conspirazin, Captain Flatastic, Morgan, Gematria 8, Cliff, Dion. Let's do this now. Just trying to shout out everyone in the chat. And everyone who's not talking in the chat, big shout out to all of you guys as well. So anyways, guys, take care. Have a good evening wherever you are. And I'll be back tomorrow with another video. And God bless you all. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.